Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for joining me today. We are working that transition bite. Came out here mid-afternoon, kind of early afternoon. We're gonna try to see what I can get these fish to bite. I got a few different things. Basically, I'm just gonna mess around and see what we can do. All right, guys, so we're gonna start out. My real goal is to catch a fish on this today. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I brought some other baits too. I got a good amount of time to fish today, so I'm hoping. Haven't been out on the water about 4 days. I'm hoping we can key into that early autumn bite. I don't really know, the water level is crazy low, but 4-inch tube, poor boy baits. Pretty neat. I'll show you all at the end of the video, even if we don't catch anything on it, just because I'm quite fond of these. I already have some thoughts on it. I've just touched the water with it, but I got a 1/2 ounce tube head in there from Poor Boy Baits as well. We're running that on an Abu Veritas, I think that's how you say it. I had this rod for a while, and with a 9-gear ratio reel, which is the highest reel I own. Now, it's showing up in the water quite well. A little darker than the water coloration. We're just gonna start out going deep so I can talk while I'm throwing, but this is a 7.6. I can cast the heck out of it. It's a heavy rod. With the amount of weight we're throwing right now, I definitely wanted to go heavy. And I gotta be real with y'all. I can barely feel anything, which is a huge weakness when you're casting that deep with this rod. As I get closer, I can feel more, obviously, but like out there, it's a big disadvantage when you're not fishing one of these monster tubes with an EWG with a tube head on there. That those fish can get off pretty easily if you're not applying that pressure. So I gotta look at the barb on it and see how fierce it is. Might help us out a bit, but yeah, I'm trying to hardly reel. Basically, I'm gonna be popping her a lot and then just reeling up that slack. I've had this rod for a while. I've never caught a fish on it. I've only taken it out a couple times. Initially, I bought it for frogging, but I don't really have a lot of areas I can do that around here. Kind of more so an impulse buy, I gotta say. I'll throw 8 speeds all day long, but don't have a lot of 9s. That's a good snag, I'll tell you what. We got her back. We're just gonna work this bank, and we're gonna go out deep for a little bit, and we'll move around. I do have some time out here today. Oh. Hot dang. Man, I was messing around. We got a big old bite out there. Dang. Come on, man. That's the thing, that catching them way out there. It was too late. Looks like it took it and spit it. That was a big fish, guys. That was a big fish. It had to be a drum for sure. Little one. But we gotta start somewhere, my friends. So it looks like the old paddle tail might be the win for the day. Alright. Little itty bitty baby spot. That's what they look like when they're super little. They got those bright white bellies and pretty pronounced pattern on their gill plates. Thanks, buddy. All right, first fish. Not the tanks I was expecting today, but it's something. Even when I start out with these really small fish, I'm with it because it lets me know they're biting the color I'm throwing, especially when it's something new like today. This is a new paddle tail. I haven't featured this yet on the channel, so I'm pretty stoked about that. By Bass Assassin, and the color is Mama's 4K, I believe. Alright guys, so we're gonna load up another tube. This is what we're working with. Really liking how this shows up in the water, but I had about one bite, and I think it might have been me snagging a carp as it got off immediately. Got that exposed hook, super long jig head. This is like a crazy durable tube, but it is hard to get that hook in there. I kind of tore away a little bit of that. I mean, that line in the eye of the hook. So if y'all can see what I'm like trying to work with, pop that kind of in there and just, I guess, tear away. So that's kind of a huge problem. Give me a second. Okay, I got it through. I'm not even gonna try to do a Palomar. That should do. All right, let's whip one out there, guys. See if maybe they're chilling a bit deeper or something we can't get to. Got some pretty good casting range right in the middle. We're gonna head this way. So I just saw shad spitting. Looked like a big fish by the wake and the splashback. So I'm gonna head that way. Hopefully this bite picks up. Been out here about 45 minutes, only caught that one little fish. So not that I'm a constraint for time today, but we gotta find these bad boys. Off to that little spot where I saw some shad spitting, my friends. Right down here, I'm thinking maybe I'm just in the wrong spot right now. Time to jump anyway. It's been about 45 minutes I've been out here and just caught that one little baby. But this also gives me a time for a little snack. Good fish. Fighter, man. Fighter. There we go, guys. I've been out here a hot minute. That white paddle tail did it. Nice white. She's a beaut. All right, guys, we've had to work really hard for this one, but a decent white bass on. Second catch of the day. We're gonna keep plugging away. I've been out here a hot minute. Hopefully that bite's gonna start picking up, but I think this is what's been chasing that bait. Good looking fish. We're gonna get her back in. We're gonna keep going at it. All right, thanks, girl. Yeah. Good fish. Yes. Oh, it's not that big. It just feels real big. Okay, aggressive little spot right there. Looks like it's got something going on with his fins. Those pectorals. I'm gonna have to do a nice washy-washy of the hands. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh, that's a good bass. That is a good bass. Oh man, I got that 6 pound on, yo. Come on, sweetie. Oh, that beautiful coloration. Oh my God, we're paying. Oh no. All right, guys, oh, we broke the rod. Snapped my tip right off. To learn how to beat this stuff out. Lost my paddle tail. Broke one of my favorite rods. Just had to order another one. Probably lost a good amount of tip, man. God darn it, dude. That is, I'm so upset that, oh, frick, dude. Oh yeah, and then of course we snag up first frickin' cast. Yo, I usually don't get pissed when this kind of stuff happens, but I'm beyond mad right now. That was the biggest bass I've caught in a hot frickin' minute. I frickin' love that rod. It's one of my favorite rods, guys. Alright guys, well I'm gonna take off now. I'm pretty ticked off about that rod, and we'll give it a good send off. I got a good idea of what is gonna get these fish on tomorrow and throughout this week, so I guess that's the one plus side of this day. Sure wish I would have been able to at least get that fish if I snapped that rod on it, but that's the way she goes. Hey, what's up everybody? Hope y'all are doing all right out there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, I broke that rod. I left pretty ticked off. So I shot this footage about a week ago, and you know what? Had some time to think about it, reviewed the footage. I almost didn't make this video, but in the end, I thought it was actually kind of interesting. It might be kind of fun to watch, but you know, it was 100% my fault I broke that rod. So I absolutely adore this rod. This is the Raid Japan's Gladiator Anti. It's a 6.5 medium light fast action rod. So the taper is very fast, but it's not so fast that it impedes the action. It's probably one of the most beautiful rods I own. The artistry on this is phenomenal. I mean, you start out with, got that another nice kind of stamp right there, and it is a black and kind of silverish like pattern running up there, that nice good looking wrap. So I don't know how well that's going to show up, but you got their Gladiator Anti stamp. This is Raid Japan's Gladiator Anti, and you got gold accents running down the rod. So it really pops, really just looks smooth. It's a good looking rod, and it's a very functional, awesome rod. I got a ton of videos with it. I mean, I pulled in that probably 15 pound gar. I never weighed it, but it was a fatty with it. I run 6 pound fluorocarbon on it pretty much all day long. I've ran 8 pound fluoro, no issues whatsoever. I do run a Aldebaran BFS with this rod. So yeah, ended up snapping it. You can see right there. I don't know how much I took off. I haven't actually measured the rod. It is a 6.5. It's probably a 6.3 right now. I don't know. I think I lost a guide and my tip. I don't think I just lost a tip like that. That'd be pretty wild, but I did split it like that, and I'm not going to attempt to glue another tip on it. And I have not contacted the website I bought it off of. It is a JDM one. I have had the rod for about 8 months. I'm not really thinking I'm going to get much of a warranty for this whatsoever, but I did order a replacement. So it's an upgrade for sure. It's not the same rod. You know what, I love this rod. I probably won't buy it again just because I like showing off rods on the channel, and the rod I bought is something I'm extremely comfortable with. So stoked about that. I did order another JDM rod to show off to y'all as well, but awesome rod, man. I highly recommend it. But yeah, so after looking at the footage, my issue was what I didn't show in the video, because I'm not trying to make it absurdly long and I'm not trying to make it extremely boring, but I did hook into a whopper right before I hooked into that nice bass. So what I'm thinking was going on was that the Asian carp, so our silver carp, were running pretty hard, and I think I snagged it originally when I was fishing the tube. That first fish I hooked into, I think I snagged it, and then it got off because I felt the heavy duty weight in that fight, kind of when you snag a big old fish. And I don't know if y'all got Asian carp where you're from, but they're extremely invasive where I'm at. And I mean, you can, in winter, they will all kind of go to the same deep area for warmth, and you can throw a jig and you literally feel it pinging off these carp. It's that bad. So I have snagged dozens and dozens of them, but I think I snagged one, tightened up my drag real tight. I started fighting it, thinking it was like a drum or something like that, and ended up never loosening it. So cast it again, hooked into the bass, and just kind of on pure instinct, I retightened that drag up like I always do when I hook into a decent fish, and I was just trying to horse it in. I was almost treating it like I was fishing a heavier, medium heavy rod, horsing that fish in real quick, just trying to land it. I knew I was fishing it with a jig head. I didn't want to give it that much line to play with. But yeah, unfortunately I brought it up. Once I landed it on the bank, it shook so hard and it did not stop. Usually they quit pretty quick. That one had a ton of fight in it, that it just flopped in the right way, that it snapped that tip off and broke that line straight off the rod. And yeah, pretty much what happened. I mean, I take total blame for it. It was not the rod's fault. In fact, I beat this rod to death on riprap, catching big fish I shouldn't have with it. That's just what I like to do, and it served me very well. But stoked to show you all the new rod I ordered. Anyhow, guys, we'll try to knock out this bait really quick. So I'm not even gonna flex that Abu rod. I didn't catch a fish on it. I don't feel that it would be right for me to review it since I haven't done that. But I was fishing the Poor Boy Baits 4-inch tube, and that's just what it's called. It's called the 4-inch tube, and there's no color stamped on this bag. I did buy these a while ago, so I really couldn't tell you, but it is a really neat green color, and it shows up very well in my water without being too like almost aggressive of a color. It's subtle, but it still pops, which I really appreciate in a bait, especially in a tube. So it's that dark green. It's got that kind of purple amber flakes in it. So here are their jig heads. These are the Poor Boy Bait, just pro model tapered. That's what it says. I did order these off Tackle Warehouse. You can find them there. So it was, these are 1/2 ounce tube heads. I thought they'd fit well, and they really do. The only issue I ran into, as you can see, I put it in the video, was that the eye was not, I think if it was just slightly a bit longer, it would be extremely effective. Unfortunately, I had to shred away at that plastic, which I really appreciated about this because it's extremely durable, probably the most durable tube I've ever thrown in my life so far, and I've fished a lot of tubes. But if the eye was longer, I think that would be the answer here. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong tube heads for it. I don't really know. Can't quite remember. But enjoyed the bait. I'm going to throw it again. I'm going to catch a fish. It's a generous 20 pack. I think I snagged and lost 3 maybe. First fish we caught was the Bass Assassin Elite Shiner, which I'm a big fan of. And that's in Mama's 14K. So I'm thinking this is going to be some creek candy for sure. I'm going to throw it in my creek. I got a lot clearer water there. I think it's going to show up just perfectly and get me hit. I really enjoyed this bait. It's a 4-incher, and yeah, it's got a boot on it. I mean, this thing kicks. It's really well designed. Reminds me of an easy shiner. Finally, I finished the video with a 4-inch Keitech impact swing, and I will put all this in the description. But anyhow, guys, like I said, I hope y'all enjoy the video. I got some other I got a kind of like a revenge video almost, not just like a redemption round I'm gonna throw out there. But
Hope y'all are doing okay. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see y'all next time. Hope y'all get some good fish on.